Record. So today we got another episode, Welshcare episode number, what is this now? 32, 33, 32 or 33. Either way, I can't exactly remember. I should have done the research on that. But anyway, so today you guys get a chance to really sit down and hear a conversation with not only the man who's been behind a lot of the video work that you've seen me post, but also behind a lot of the motivation I have to build my own creations and to actually take myself serious as a creator and all this other stuff for myself. But I'm gonna let him speak. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's up? I'm Korey Willis, aka the Visionary Photos, the man behind a lot of the content that you've been seeing. I like to just call myself the Vision for short, but it's basically what it is. It just came from me having a different vision than everybody else and being able to put that into the content that I'm creating because I've always had like artistic features of like I wrote music, I could write poetry, stuff like that. So it's just my whole thing of being able to create these what I like to call short movies is what I love to do, and it's easy for me. So it just became something that I made a career out of, and I'm making one out of right now. So
Damn near killing out of it too. I mean, you're on the feed every single day. There's someone else new. Most of like it's even when you do something with someone else again, it's still somebody that's like you're popping off with.
yeah,
Like you guys are your vision behind everything and the way it's actually portrayed and how fast also it's done.
yeah,
That's what definitely makes you different than majority of the other creator or the other videographers now,
yeah, yep,
especially in this generation where people are, they want to take their time, they want to make it look perfect. It's going to be, you know, no, when you get good at what you do, it's literally it can be done in the same day and
yep,
same time. And that's what people have to understand is that you actually care about your craft enough and you care about your clientele enough that you're going to pump it out the same day,
yep,
make sure that they get their money's worth
yeah,
versus some of the other people who will wait 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks
yep.
just for them to even see a glimpse of their video.
I don't understand that, but that's a different story.
Like, so what got you into the whole video game anyway?
Honestly, it was crazy because I got a camera during the pandemic and it was just really to take pictures of myself and my girl. Like I didn't think anything of it and just started like that and the pictures started coming out better and better. So it was like, oh shit. And then people started asking me if I did videos and I was like, nah, I'll never do videos. I'm like, I'll never do videos. So it was
Wait a
like,
minute, wait. You say, hold on a minute. You say you never do videos,
yeah,
and
ever.
now, damn, that's even more of a you know 180.
Yeah, it's crazy because I just had no interest in doing videos at all. I was just like, oh no, the pictures is cool, that's good enough. And then like one day I think I accidentally recorded somebody and I was like, oh, let me just like see what I can do. And it came out like really trippy. And I was like, oh, maybe. And then I still didn't for a couple months. And then I did it again. And I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. So it's like I've only been doing pictures. This is my third year doing pictures. It's my second year of doing videos. So it's just like that's how much like I
Wow.
put into it because it was just like I saw it and I saw what I could do and I saw the potential in the work that I was doing that I was like, nah, like I'm gonna go all in because now it's like this is something. Like it's literally looking like something. I'm at the age where I'm 37, about to be 38. I'm like, this, it's now or never. Like, this is, I'm having fun doing this shit and I could actually be really good at it. At that point, I thought. So I was like, let me fucking go all in. So
Yeah.
I just went all in and now it's just like my favorite fucking thing to do. It's like hard to turn shit down. It's like, because it's like somebody that's like, for instance, when you hit me up, you're like, yo, I got this idea. I want to do this, this, and that. And I'm like, I already see it. Like you're talking to me and I'm blacking out because I'm already watching the video in my head and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do that. Cause it's like, it's just there for
It's
me
the vision.
already.
Like
Yeah.
you literally see it.
Yep. It's
But you put the pieces together phenomenally also
thank
just
you. I
because
appreciate
there's
that.
there's not a lot of people who make like a clean transition. Like sometimes it's just like one goes into another completely no sense or a
Yeah.
completely different outfit. And it's just there are just some things where it's unless the video leads to different like, that's a whole different story. But your whole transitioning game has definitely evolved. Like I've been following you now for like the last year and a half, and you're
Yeah.
seeing how much you're learning as you go. And you're growing with it. And that's what also I feel is another thing that makes you different is that some people are just set in their ways and they
Yep.
want to keep like going, they don't want to evolve. They want to
No.
just, oh, I'm seeing some success here, so I'm just gonna stay here. But you're continuously growing up and not only growing up, wow, great English. It's blowing up and like you're blowing up and taking off is what I meant to say. And the fact that it's not really, we were talking about before, overnight success. Like a lot of people see a video where they go, oh, this guy's just been doing, like, no, this is not an overnight success at all. Like this is years and then making, this is years and trial and
Yeah.
error.
Of everything in my life. Like that's the thing is like I get back to the point like this shit wasn't like I was doing trying to do videos for that long, but it was just like trying to find myself and figure out what I was gonna do. So it was just like when I finally got it and I threw my all in, that's why I go so hard because it's just like this is me. Like it's not all I have, but like I refer to it as that. Like this is my life. Like, you know what I mean? That's what is gonna fucking like my girl has a job, obviously, but this is what feeds me. This is what clothes me. This is what fucking makes me be bougie when I have to. Like, you know what I mean? I put in that extra work and I show off and I do that shit because that's what has to be done. Like, and I'm not the type to brag or go on the internet and do anything or say any shit like that, but I'll just post because I have the content to post. So it's just like you want to do that shit. And this is like to all the content creators, like new or old, like let your work speak for itself. You don't really have to say anything. I don't have a website. I don't have shit like that. I just post, and then people will find me and hit me up and book me.
Yeah.
I think there's been 3 times where I've said book me. And that's just because like the studio at my house I've set up and it's been like for a shoot that somebody already booked me for. And it's like, all right, it's a New Year's shoot. Like if anybody else wants to do one, book me. But I've never went out of my way and been like, book me for this, book me for that, or hitting people up to do that. I just like literally would just be like, okay, like post a video and people are like, yo, like, what's up with that? Like, how much? Let me get this. Let me do this. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like, and it just
Yeah.
always happens. And when you think you're going to have a slow week, something pops up. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'll tell my girl, I'm like, yo, I got a week off. Like, this is great. I'm going to play video games. Hour later, it's like, yo, what are you doing tomorrow? I need you at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't get mad. At first, I would be like,
Yeah.
fuck, I wanted the day off, but it's like, this is what I fucking wanted. So
Yeah.
it's just like, it's crazy to me. It really is. And it's just like, it could happen for anybody, bro. You just got to put your mind to it and really want that shit, and then it's gonna happen. But be ready because when it happens, it's gonna happen.
It's a test at the end of the day too. It's a test of your discipline towards maintaining it. Like I literally just it's so scary how this part comes up again. I literally just posted it today on my story that when you get something that you manifested, make sure you also pray for the discipline to maintain it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we get often we do get what we prayed for, but then there's also times that we get a little bit too loose with our grip around it as
Yup.
well, and we don't take it as serious anymore because we finally got what we wanted a little bit, but now
Yeah.
our foot comes off the gas pedal a little bit. And that's when it's not like, okay, now I got this abundance, now let me put this into this, and then let me create more abundance, let
Yeah.
me invest this into this, and then let me create more
Yeah.
abundance that way.
You got to go around like I've even felt myself being like that multiple times, and I was like, oh, like not even on cockiness, no, not like, oh, I got this shit on lock. It was just like, I got this, like, haha, it's here, and like that's it, like I'm good. And then it's like I found myself being like, no, fuck that, like doing extra work on vacation. Like people are
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, why are you filming in any videos when you're in Aruba? And I'm like, because like I love this shit. And
Yeah.
it's just like you don't know what you can get. That's my biggest advice to people. You don't know what you could do and you don't know what you can earn or who is going to see what you do unless you try it. And like through trial and error, I've had like crazy people contact me. I've been posted on crazy Instagram sites. Like when we were in Aruba, they were posting the videos. So it was just like I'm in a fucking another country and they're posting the videos that I'm making. And they're like, when did you do that? And I'm like, oh, we went yesterday and I did it like this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. And people are like, why are you up at 5 o'clock in the morning? It's because the grind never stops. It's just like I'm still on vacation. I'm having fun. That's a difference. In my job, I'm gonna have fun. Like I'm filming the shit that we're seeing and I'm bringing it back to show other people day by day. So people are experiencing what I'm experiencing maybe a day later, but I'm still in that. So you get to see what I get to see. So it's,
Yeah. Now, have you ever experienced like a burnout at all?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I'm burnt, but like I'll just get back to it because then I think of the next day. Anything can happen. It's like I get anxiety. So it's just like, I was shooting content before this and then this we did. And now I have anxiety because like after this, I want to go eat pizza and I'm not getting right to editing the videos that I did. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And like it might not be for every line of work, but it's just like it hits me. It's just like, what do I have to do tomorrow? What's gonna happen tomorrow? Like there's no days off because people don't understand. It's like they're like, oh, it's his 9 to 5, and like the days he's not booked, he's not doing anything. And it's like, no, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I have a stack of 7 books that I'm reading a chapter out of each of them, or I'm on YouTube for 4 hours a day learning new shit, just typing in random shit just to see what can make me different than everybody else. And
Now, do you
that's
find that that's relaxing for you? Like when
oh
you're in that time frame of just sitting down and like, you're on YouTube, you're learning more things. That's like your
yeah,
meditation.
yep. Sometimes I get caught up. She'll go to work and she'll come home at like 4:30 and I'm not even showered yet. And I'm just like on the couch watching YouTube, learning shit with a notepad, writing it down. And it's just like, holy shit, I got this. I learned this. I did this. And it's just like people's creativity levels is different. Like one of my major creativity things besides movies is playing video games. And I know it's so frowned upon and I understand why.
I'm a Madden fiend.
But like, yeah, you know what I mean? So I play all different types of video games, and it's just like the vision that I see in it is just like somebody created this and they did this, and the storylines between like some of the RPGs that I play. Like I replayed The Last of Us because the show came out, so I wanted to see like, okay, the show is so close to the video game. Let me play both of them, understand the differences, why they made them different, what is going on to this. So then you see it and you learn it, and like
Which
that.
bravo to The Last of Us. Like that's one of the few things that they actually Hollywood got right.
Yeah. But that's that's the thing. It's just like exactly what I was telling you the other day when I came to the gym and I filmed you. It's just like I want to start attempting to do what you do so I can learn it more and understand it more so I
Yeah.
can film it better. The same thing with the people that I film. My boy Brian, he boxes. I want to learn that shit just so I can film it better. And like I'm always at No Limits with like Rick, Ryan, Devin, all them
Shout
and
out No
that.
Limits.
So
Shout out
yeah,
boys.
hell yeah. So like I want to learn that shit. And like I'm not a dick, like, yeah, it's my job. So like I'm gonna do stuff to get paid. But like I'm only gonna lock on with people like continuously, like Canabolics, because I believe in the product, Stronger Snacks, because I believe in that product, my gym, because obviously I believe in the gym and I believe the people who are running it, and like, Big Cat, like all that stuff, because I believe in those products. I'm not going to go fucking do some shit with some dirty ass water company. You know what I mean? Like, after I've drank alcoholics, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like another water company hitting me up. All right, let me test it. And it's not that shit and it's run to shit. Like, well, I don't believe in that. So I'm not going to fake the funk. Like, I don't have to.
Yeah.
There's plenty of real companies and real shit out here to do it. And like, people don't understand that. And they're like, oh, you got it good because you run Instagrams, you do this, you do that. Like, no, I was fucking scared as shit when I started. I got that government loan and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? This shit might be forever. Bought a fucking camera, invested, did whatever I could. And then when I had that camera, I wasn't waiting for people to hit me up. I was going to places on my electric bike because I can't even drive a fucking car. I'm not allowed to. It's illegal. So I'm driving an electric bike to places, or my girl was taking me and I'm going in, I'm taking pictures, sending them to them in hopes that they hire me. And that's how I got this shit. Busting in and just bullying my way in. And it worked. And like that's what people don't understand. Like, you gotta fucking take action. You gotta try. You gotta do this shit. Like, I'll hit up famous influencers and be like, yo, I want to shoot. I want to shoot. And if they don't answer, they don't answer. But it's better than me not trying.
Yeah. No,
So
exactly. But no, you hit something before. Now you said you can't drive. Now why is that?
past problems of like my older life. It's still a part of my life, but I was a drug addict for about 15 years. I was on heroin and crack. Was in jail multiple times, 5 or 6 times, doing bids on that. And then my last time, I was supposed to go to prison for two years, and I got off because of the fact that like I did my rehab stint, and then I went into outpatient. And the judge, I had 13 violations of probation, so they were like, "You're not drunk, you're not doing shit." So yeah, I was a piece of shit. That's the easiest way to put it. And they took away my license, and I paid it, bought a car, and still fighting for it. I actually have to like get into that and find out more about it because it's been a little bit. But
All right, guys. So we're just gonna take a quick break and talk a little bit more about the good people over down at Origin Main / Jocko Fuel. That's where you're going to see the Jocko white tea, Jocko Moke, Jocko krill oil, and all the other products you see behind me that are Jocko related. So the reason why I got affiliated with the company, it's an American-made company, from boots to jeans to gis to high-quality protein to other supplements that are on the shelf to a very popular neurotropic based energy drink that is more so neurotropic based than caffeinated based. So if you guys are interested in any of those products, you can go to originmain.com and use code Welsh10 at checkout, and you'll save 10% off at checkout. Again, Welsh10, originmain.com. Use code Welsh10, 10% off. Let's get back to the episode.
But
If they see the man that you are today and everything that you're doing for yourself.
Well, that's what got me off out of going to prison and getting good time, because bro, I was let off probation in 6 months and I was supposed to be on for 5 years.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. And that was what really made me believe like that I could do this and it was worth it, because like probation sucks, man. It's just like, even if you're doing the right thing, like I understand, like
you got Big Brother looking over you, making sure that you're doing everything right. It's like being a kid again.
At your house, you got to go in there every once a week, like, and do this shit. So it was just like them letting me off. I was just like, holy shit. Like, I didn't look at it as like, yo, let me go back to being an asshole and doing whatever the fuck I want.
It's that second chance.
They believe in me. Like, I should believe in me too, and then just go for it. And it was even years after that, because we're coming up on 7 years, I believe. Yeah, 7 years that I've been sober, and like,
congratulations.
Thank you, bro. So like, it took me even years after that. So it's just like, and that's like a big thing for people who are like around my age. It's not too late. Like, I thought that too. I got sober at 30. I was like, it's fucking too late.
Yeah, reality is that's really still pretty fucking young.
Yeah, you can still make a life.
That is still so young.
Yeah. And I think about it sometimes. I'm like, yo, I wish I fucking did this earlier and then picked up a camera then, but my life probably wouldn't be the same that it is now. I would have probably never picked up a camera if I was sober since I was 15 years old. You know what I mean? I would have never been doing some of the things I did, and my story wouldn't have been the way that it was to lead me to where I'm at right now. I might not even know you. I might not be with my girl. I might not be in the gym. Like, everything that led up to now was worth it. Some of it was fucking brutal, but it's just like, that's behind me now, and I only look at it like when I glance back or I'm telling a story. So
yeah, it's for to educate personnel on what not to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're a living story of like, you literally were down at the bottom, and you're recovering, and you've been recovering, and you stayed recovered. Like, you stayed sober now 7 years. It's just another day. Tomorrow you wake up, it's another day, and it's another day. And then before you know it, now it's 17 years. Yeah. And then it's 27 years, and then it's 37 years. That's the beauty of doing it at 30, is that the fact that you still did it so early, that you can still enjoy another 30 years of sobriety, and then another 30 years on top of that. You're 90 years old, 60 years sober.
Yeah, right? That's fucking crazy, yo.
Like, that's the reality of it when it comes down to that sober mentality. Like, I've been away from pills now for the last 3 years, and thankfully, fully away from pills the last 3 years, because I always found myself, always chasing, an easy high, quick fix, and because of my time in the military, I was scared to always pop hot on a drug test, but you're always able to flush out opioids a lot faster than you are able to flush out weed.
Yeah.
So I was always able to, manipulate around that shit, unfortunately. But it's also what deteriorated a lot for me, was the fact that I was downing so many different fucking pills, from Vikes and oxys, because it was also so accessible because of how much of my circle at the time had the accessibility to it all. And what really did it for me was understanding that one night when it really almost left me. It was June 26, 2018, and it was a bottle of, not even like anything hard, it was a bottle of Tylenol and a bottle of alcohol, but because I was already so messed up off everything else, I was allowing myself to go into that state, and immediately threw up everything, was throwing up everything the entire night. So since then, it was just a battle for sobriety. And then now 3 years ago happened, and then another little spiel because of COVID, and because I just got my certification. I just was getting invested in the personal training world. All my gyms closed. I had no idea what the hell I was going to do for money. I was paranoid out of my brain, and I was literally lost in my own, in my own mind, in my own house, much like majority of the population, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So there was a time frame where I felt my weakest. So then I, took a couple pills, and I realized, what the hell am I doing? Going back to my old ways. Cut that shit out. Went right back to working out in the park with my boy Neil at the time. But shout out to Neil. I don't know if he watches this, but I know that we've been, on and off with our friendships through, obviously being busy. But we would go to the park right up the road and go work out during the summertime. Run football routes, fucking do pull ups on the bars. All this crazy shit on the monkey bars at the gym.
Yeah, yeah,
Not the gym, at the playground.
yeah.
So I then turned my addiction towards really taking fitness serious. Like I thought I had taken it serious before, but then no. Like when COVID happened is when I took it to the next level of, okay, I'm going to not only establish a sturdy clientele, to establish my name in this industry, but I'm also going to bring in a whole new mentality into the fitness world and show people that yeah, it's okay for you to fuck up, and yeah, it's okay for you to, be at the bottom of the barrel. It's okay for you to be depressed. It's okay for you to, make all these mistakes. But what's not okay for you is not do anything about any of that shit.
Yeah.
Like if you are sitting down on your ass all day long and not making an attempt, like I completely understand the weight of depression. I completely
Yep.
understand that you walked right past my gym. There is no excuse that I can't work out
Yep.
because my gym intimidation. There is no as far as like being around people, don't want people to see me. I got my equipment all right there. And to
Yep.
be honest, you don't really need equipment. You just need your body weight because
Yep.
we were doing it that during the COVID at the fucking park. But at the same time, though, I understand having equipment makes it easier.
Yeah, yeah. But
So when you really want to take yourself serious and take your health serious at the same time, you limit your excuses. Just much like with success, you limit your excuses from actually wanting to see success, like those days off. Like, yes, I understand saving yourself from a burnout. Like, I just had this conversation today with my therapist early in the morning, talking to her about, I feel like I'm on the verge of that burnout, but I don't feel like I'm on the verge of that
yeah,
burnout at
yep.
that same time. So she was giving me advice. It's like, yes, you completely can love what you do, but you can also be at risk at that burnout. So make sure that you also pace yourself at that
Yeah.
same rate.
Yep.
So understanding that, yeah, I may not have full days off, but I'll have like a good portion of my
Yep.
day off
We
to
need
handle.
that. We
Yeah,
need that because that's when you stop loving what you do or you start resenting what you do.
yeah,
And that's what it can become because it's just like we over like as I see you're just like me with that even more than me. You're fucking all day every day and like
12 to 15 hours a
you're
day
you're
sometimes.
active with it. So like I get to sit down and like analyze things. And so it's a different type of stress. You're putting that stress on your body and your mind. I'm just like overloading my shit, running 5 Instagrams, having people hit me up. And it just always seems like people hit you up all at the same time.
Yeah,
So like I found that like when I was doing your video, everybody's fucking blowing me up. And I'm just like, all right. And like, but as a business owner, you have to answer. And I'm like
yeah,
very fast with my answering. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm like doing a bunch of shit. And I'm like, that's when I start feeling burnt out when it's just like, I just want this time to fucking be do not disturb. But then at the same time, like I'm known for fast responses and being able to hit people
yeah,
up.
yeah. That's
So
an understatement. Literally, it's like, I was not expecting the message. Literally, within 2 minutes back, like it's just like, hey, what's up? It's like, what the fuck? Oh shit.
yeah.
Okay, he's
So
actually answering.
but like that's what it is because like you never know what can happen. Like I'm ready, I'm hungry, I'm always with it. Like that's one thing about me that I'm always going to be hungry. Somebody's gonna hit me up. I'm not gonna say no unless I really literally have to, and it's just like, but the burnout shit is real because you're just like, fuck, like, like
I would just
and
like to lay here and just relax for like just a couple of hours, maybe
yep,
even a day. Just let me just like to take it easy. That's when it's also like I completely understand having to take that time for yourself as well. So like during that time frame, it's like I'll do yoga, I'll stretch myself out, staying physical, staying active, but also it's like when I'm home, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to other people doing like really important interviews because not that I want to make this a career, not that I'm, have any intentions of making podcasting a career whatsoever, but if I want to improve on not only my conversation skills through podcasting, but then also through talking about businesses, talking about other business opportunities, talking to, people of just wealth in general, what are the right things to say to the right people?
yeah,
That's the things that I'm listening to. And that's how I'm also able to not only just have a conversation with anybody, but I'm also able to just pick up on the physical like talk as well, being like eye contact, being like what is your interest, picking up on all the little things on like the small things that podcast, like just listening to podcasts and just staying away from TV for so many years now. has definitely, I want to say, not only improved like my ability to have conversation in general, but just also like in my interviewing skills. Because yeah, at the end of the day, sometimes it's like towards the end of the podcast, there's a little brief interview part. So I just want to make sure that I'm on top of that, making
Yeah,
sure I
yeah.
want to hit everything that I want to hit.
Yep.
I'm no damn journalist. I'm not a fucking publicist. I'm not no damn. I didn't go to college for any of this shit whatsoever. I literally just doing this on a whim because I always have so many quality conversations with so many quality people that I feel that other people who are needing a little bit more inspiration, why not throw it on YouTube? Like I think
Yep.
my max video on like a full hour, 2 hour long podcast that I have is like maybe 115 views on here. 115 people watched it.
Exactly. And that's all that matters, bro. If one person hears it and gets the message and it does for something for them, that's it, bro.
Yeah, I
Like,
really feel this generation is like you're lost in the fact that like you need like thousands and thousands and thousands of views just to feel any type of relevancy. But then when I got people in the gym flagging me down, talking to me like, "Hey, I listened in on your podcast," it's just like, excuse me, like that feels more comfortable than knowing that the fact that I'm getting seeing thousands of views, knowing that there's random individuals, motherfuckers that I never even met before, but they are actually stopping me in the gym, or they see me and randomly it was actually in ShopRite this week that someone's like, "Oh, you're the guy that's the YouTube podcast. I saw your clip on Instagram the other day that was go circling around with JC."
see, that's dope. And that's fucking
Like, what? This shit's actually being
because
viewed?
it's authentic, bro. It's real, it's authentic, and that's what people don't understand. Like, yeah, the views and shit is cool, especially like for me, I love it sometimes because I'm a content creator, so I love
Yeah.
to see the videos blow. But at the end of the day, bro, that those views, like everybody's, oh, you can get paid by Instagram, this and that. You're not gonna get paid as much as Instagram as your clients are paying you to do videos. So I could give a fuck about that Instagram shit uh, as much as like it's my website for me and it gets me booked. But I don't care at the end of the day if I get 30 likes or fucking 300,000. It's not putting food on my table. You know what I
The
mean?
clients
So
are.
just, yeah, like I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like we were talking about the blue checks and 100,000 followers. It's like, yeah, bro, you got fucking 100,000 followers. You probably don't have 100,000 in the bank. You probably never even seen 100,000. So what is that? That your real life is nothing like how you are on Instagram. Like,
It's created such a fake realm of people that just want the glorification of what hard work actually does bring at the end of
mm-hmm.
the day. Like when I started this personal training thing 5 years ago, making $75 to $95 every 2 fucking weeks, every 2 weeks, and then it was taxed. So it had every will in me to quit then, and every will in me to stop. And then when I see all these new trainers, or these, I'm sorry, these new trainers, as in people who haven't even done any type of studying, people who haven't done any type of like real hard work towards in the industry, who are just picking it up because they think that they work in a gym, that they've done a little bit of work towards themselves, that they can become a qualified, a certified trainer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll hand you someone who's in their 50s, slightly overweight, with damaged knees, a bad back, and a half neck issues, and you're gonna sit there and try to push them through the same shit that you put yourself through, and you're gonna injure yourself and get sued, and then boom, that's how you end up, a dead trainer, well, a
Yeah.
dead broke trainer.
People
It's
don't know, man. It's sad. It's
it's sad.
scary. It's a fucking scary world. I always say it too. I'm like, I'm only the only people that I take advice from in certain subjects is that I've seen go through it. I've know been through some shit, or I've seen them transition into life. I'm not gonna ask somebody who's never drank fucking alcohol how they stayed sober
Mm.
because they just don't drink. I'm gonna ask the person who drank for 15 years how they became sober. You know what I mean? Like,
Actually, have you come in just a little closer
okay,
also.
just because
Cheers.
it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm not gonna ask the skinny guy who's 20 years old how he's so shredded. I'm gonna ask the guy who's 45 years old that I've been seeing going to the gym his whole entire life how he maintains being shredded.
Mm-hmm. It's people don't understand that like you can get blessed with a genetic body, a genetic blessed body
Yeah,
from the start of your life. You can literally have a six-pack grown in,
yeah,
and the fact that people, that those same people say, oh yeah, I earned this, like no, you grew into it.
yeah,
And the fact that people also define like an amazing body as far as like just being like looking chiseled and all that shit, like looking phenomenal, but it's not functional.
yeah. No,
They can't get both hands up.
nope.
They can't wipe their own ass.
Yeah,
They can't bend over and pick something up off the ground. Like it's what's the use of amazing looking muscle if it's not useful at all towards your life skills,
Yeah.
or even just life in general for your body, like for longevity purposes, like being able to just get a plate off the top shelf, being able to get upstairs, being able to wipe your own ass.
Yeah, for real.
Like the fact that there's people. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about the number one way you can support this channel. That if you are somebody that wants to support this channel in any other way, aside from the views and the likes and subscribes, you can go to the Welshcare store sponsored with Amway, and you can order any of the products from gummies to natural vitamins to your day-to-day lifestyle utensils like utensils or utilities, day-to-day like type products from your deodorant, your shampoo, your conditioner, your hand soap, your detergent for your clothing, to basically whatever you need. You go to the Welshcare store, get yourself any of the products that you see here from behind me that you can find on there, over 1,000 products, and that'll be the number one you can support this channel. So yeah, go to welshcarestore.com and welshcarestore.com. No, go to Welshcare Store link down below. I can fuck up my own commercial because I'm my own commercial. Go to the Welshcare Store down below, and then you'll be able to order anything on there. If you guys have any questions about any of the products, shoot me a DM on the Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Let's get back to the episode. The fact that there's people out there that preach, like, you could, the only bodies in this world that are amazing are just the bodies that just are like
Big
chiseled and big.
Yeah.
Like, no, like they look amazing. That it's definitely there's a lot of hard work behind most of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But also at the same time, farmers will out arm wrestle.
Oh,
Farmers
yeah.
will literally, outwork, out hustle, outmatch any bodybuilder in the gym. Like I see it in the gym when like I see someone who's like, either farmer strength or like they built on a farm, or because they literally have this density to them.
Yeah, bro. They're fucking rocks. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like that bloated muscle, like, yeah, like you'll hug some of these guys, or you'll do a dap, and then you're like, slap their back, and then you'll feel like some flab or some looseness.
Yeah, yep.
But then there's also these these dense
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
that
Like,
ain't moving. You're like, what the fuck? That's I find that a lot. Like people don't understand that. Like I've worked construction, so I've seen like me lifting heavy in the gym and then me lifting shit in construction, and I'm like, damn, it's a difference.
mm-hmm.
And they've even said it. They're like, oh, I've seen you put up weight in the gym. You can't carry this fucking thing. And I'm like, this is a different type of strength when you're fucking carrying big ass machines up and down stairs, or you're going up a ladder with a fucking heavy ass machine that's like fucking 400 pounds, and you're with somebody else and you're climbing up a ladder. It's like, bro, crazy. Like,
Yeah,
it's a different type of fucking strength, man.
yeah.
So,
Shout out to other construction workers, because
yeah,
construction workers, farmers,
yeah.
like they are a different breed when it comes down to their strength. Like one of the guys also, they like he preaches to me, one of my clients that I stretch out, strictly just for stretching. He was telling me, he's like, damn, if I only knew how important it was for me to be this mobile. Like he has his own carpentry business, he has his own construction business also, so he's always been on the move. He was always on his knee, like,
Yeah, bro.
hunched over and all this shit, and he would go to the gym afterwards, do what he needs to do and all that stuff, but then he would never really took the flexibility or the stretching serious.
Me neither. I gotta do that shit.
You'll see me at the end of every single class that I teach. I make sure that every single body stretches, because I even stretch alongside with them, because I stretch 2 to 3 times a day, because half my body's broken and torn up and destroyed from not only time of being a young dumb athlete, but the time in the military, and then my time of being a young dumb kid in the gym learning how to use the equipment in the gym, and stretching out and tearing up my body. So that's also partially the reason why I became a trainer, was to educate people to not how to do that shit, to actually do the shit properly and do the shit right, so this way they don't get as injured as I did. But when fuck, I completely forgot the fucking part I was going with
The
this.
carpenter saying.
So he was telling me, yeah, exactly. He was telling me that if I had only taken it as serious as you like as I do now, I'd probably be in less pain. Like I just, it sucks that I can't even touch my toes. This was like around the first session. Now it's like we're in the third or fourth session. Now he's a little bit closer. He's just about like, maybe like a 2 or 3 centimeters away from hitting his toes. So it's it's not that it's impossible for someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s and 70s to
Get it.
regain their
Yeah.
flexibility. It's just a matter of staying consistent. If you're able to stay consistent with that stretching, just like you're able to stay consistent with your nutrition, just like you're able to stay consistent with your working out, just like you're able to stay consistent with your job, you gotta stay consistent with the stretching also if you really want to have a long lasting
I
body.
know I do. I know I gotta get into it now. You started saying that shit, my knees started hurting. Like, fuck.
5 minutes, man. It's all you really need at the end of the day. 5 minutes. You don't need no damn David Goggins shit where he stretches 2 to 3 hours a night.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm good on that. I'll do just my 5 minutes every 3 to 5 times a day if I really need to. My body hurts that bad on a rainy day, especially. But that's about it though. You won't catch me doing anything else crazy. I wanted to ask you, when was the first time you actually picked up a camera in general? Like the very, very first time you picked up a camera and you thought like, huh, I actually like this.
I mean, years ago, I mean, after I got sober, I did pick up a camera and I just wasn't feeling it. I was just like, took a couple pictures and I was like, nah, whatever. I think I sold it like a couple months afterwards.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
Oh
use it for like a
wow.
day or two. Didn't even edit the pictures, nothing. It was just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. It's just I had so much shit going on in my life. I didn't have a big interest for it. And I was like, I knew that a lot would come with that. So I was like, oh yeah, fuck it. And then I was like, oh, let me try it again. Years later, and then I was like, holy shit, this
Yeah,
is
now
fucking
look at it.
fun. I know it's so fucking fun, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. To think that like you actually put it down and then you came back to it later on.
Yep. I put that shit down quick too, like real quick. I was like, fuck this. What am I thinking?
Dude, that's also another understatement because you would have never seen half of the success that you have seen today
Yeah.
now.
I wouldn't know a lot of the people that I know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be at the places that I'm at. Like it's fucking it's weird. It's still weird for me. Every
Oh, I
day
can
I wake
imagine,
up,
yeah.
I'm like, that's my job. Like, okay.
But also when we do the recordings in the gym, like there's always somebody always watching over,
Yeah,
there's
yep.
somebody looking over, there's somebody saying, "Hey, what do you got going on over here?
Yeah, yep.
What's this? What are you doing over here?
Yep.
Oh, you got a business, you got a card, you got something
Yeah.
that you can do.
It
It
fucking
sells itself at the
yeah,
end of the
it
day
really
too.
does. It really does.
Because when you have that, like not for nothing, like when you have that beast of a camera over
Yeah.
there, and you're going around all, you're actually taking all the right angles for
Yep.
everybody. People notice exactly, like you're not just staying still, you're not just
Yeah.
moving side to side, like
Yep.
you're actually moving around,
Yep.
getting
I'm fast
low,
paced.
going
I
high.
try to get as fast as the client that I'm working with. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said to you before, you're the hardest person to film.
Yeah, don't see. Let's. I try to keep it like to the point where it's like I see him over here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the move to go over here. Like before, like this is after the video's probably been out by now, but with how fast he works. So there's a part where I'm do that backhand catch,
Yeah.
and that part there is just it's shout out to Colin, Crazy Trainer, and Kettlebell Carlos. Like those are like the main three inspired like people I have for like that inspire me to do kettlebell juggling is what it's called.
Okay.
Like all the flipping and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm still learning. Like there's still so many different tricks. There's still so many different things you can do with a kettlebell juggle. And it's just a fun. It's a better way for you to do cardio, for in my opinion, just
Yeah.
because it's a
Hell
little more
yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Especially now that like I have my little blue, he
Yeah.
brand new out the box and got a little nasty with it today. I'm thankful for that thing. And it's 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 different when you also have someone who works with you,
Yep.
like not just like someone who's just standing there. Oh, do I just look at the camera and just do this? It's just like no, you have a vision also. So work with your vision.
Yep.
Do the work that you want to see on that vision as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
Just try to see it like and then try to match at the end of the day too. And you do a pretty damn good job of
Thank
matching
you. I
everything.
appreciate that.
So far, like this every single video that we put together, like put out, especially has not only just like blown my own mind, but it's just damn, like even if like these songs that we're using, it's like everything matches up
Yep.
perfectly. In today's world, you'll have these little entitled people who just change up the song. I don't like the way I don't like that song. Let me just change up this different song. Can you explain to people why that's not okay right now? Like that is not a
Okay,
good thing to do.
so you don't do that because of the fact of like if it's like a short little video, whatever, do your thing. But in these videos, the first thing that I do, and it's a secret, I'll give it away. The first thing I do is I put a blank fucking thing and then I put the song under it and I chop it to every fucking sound, whether it's the guy pausing on the sound, if he's echoing an ad lib, the bass drop, the snare kick, whatever it is, my shit is matching to that. And it has to. And people expect it and they know it. So when you change the song, yeah, the video might look cool to you, but it looks fucking million times cooler when it's transitioning on beat, when it's hitting that boom and it's switching. Like, that's what I do. So it's just like people don't get it. But
no, I mean, and especially the very first one we did with Nipsey, the that collaboration, the way the video went, it still is just like, I love all the other work that, but it still like, I think it's because it's the first video
yeah, yep,
that it's like, that's the reason why it's just like, so just like, it stands out to me, but
yep.
also like, it's just like, it blew my mind to see how, like, when Swizz, there's a part of the song where he goes yes and
Yeah.
yes, it's like, and I snapped the fucking mace behind my back and it's clean, it says yes at the same time, and I went, this guy, like, he
Yeah.
got it right, he got it right.
Yo, you want to know the funniest thing? It's like I did that one on purpose, but like shout out to my boy Ace who like does a lot of videography and photography too. Like he'll call me out on shit and be like, "Yo, did you do that on purpose?" And I'll be like, "Yo, I didn't even notice that." So I don't even fucking know. Like there's parts in songs where people will say something and then in the video the person will do it, and I'm like, I honestly didn't even know. I can't take credit for that. I don't even know how the fuck that matched up. I don't know why it did.
It just,
But he's called me out like 3 different times. Like, bro, that's perfectly on beat. It like what he says and everything. I'm like, yo, I didn't even do that shit on purpose. I can't even lie because like, who the fuck am I to lie about that shit? That's God's work or whatever you believe in. Whatever. I don't know how it fucking happened a couple times, but it has.
it
And
actually
it's
just
like
happened
weird.
recently with that Cannabolics video that we did with the Aquabolics, when
Yeah,
it was completely, it was a song that I just saw literally at the top and I just clicked on it and I was just like, okay,
and
Marvin
it
Gaye.
went to it.
And then the flowing part when it's, all right, guys. So real quick, we're going to talk a little bit more about the boys over at Cannabolics. So Cannabolics, as you guys already know, that I happen to also work with the company. Cannabolics, we are a cannabis specialist company that we specialize in everything cannabis from CBD to CBG to CBN to topical freeze gels to tinctures to go under your tongue to most important part, the chocolate bar that we have. I'll let you guys look at the website and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Go to cannabolics.org and use code Welshcare at checkout and you'll save yourself 10% off. Again, use code Welshcare, WELSHCARE at checkout for cannabolics.org, not .com, .org, and you'll save yourself 10% off. Let's get back to the episode. Flowing part when it said the flowing and then the water
Yeah.
overflowing. I'm like, how the fuck did this like oh, this also just
See?
synced up without like no like real editing with it too. It's just,
Bro, it's weird. And that shit was still on beat, so I wasn't mad about that. That
that's
was
why.
perfect.
Also, by the way, before I even did that, I texted him. I literally texted him the video of it,
Yep.
screen recorded, made sure I got the approval first. Then I posted it. I didn't just post it on because it was like, no. It was approval first.
Yep.
Get the approval first. If it looks good by their
Yeah.
standards, then get thumbs up, go ahead. But don't fucking do that shit on the regular because and the video looks sloppy. Like I've seen a couple people do that shit with other people's artwork. And
Yeah.
it's just like that video does not sound like it's supposed to be there.
That's why I always ask. I always ask in advance. Not you, because I know you're just like, I come here and you're like, all right, I got this in mind. Like you're always ready. I
Yeah.
don't have to, but other like new clients or like other people, I'll be like, yo, listen, like have me a song. Because like especially like when you're getting comfortable with somebody new, you don't really know their approach, you don't know what they're into, you don't know. So it's just like, I'm trying to make these mini movies 2 different ways, either fucking quick, powerful, crazy transitions, or making it cinematic with like not as much of those crazy transitions, but it looks like movie like. So it's just like depending on what song you have, that's what it's gonna be. If you have something slower and it's like more into like, then it's gonna be like a movie. Like I'm gonna make it fucking so cinematic. But if it's like the fast pace, I'm like boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to shoot shit everywhere and just have people be like, holy shit, what the fuck? Or I'm gonna have people be like, damn, that's a little movie. Like he just made this into a fucking a movie trailer that I would watch over and over and over. And that's all it is. And like that's what people. That's another secret. It's just like make something that you would want to watch over and over again, but also make it something that somebody that isn't into what you're doing would want to watch. Like you got to make people like me who didn't like water be
pull their attention
interested
in. Yeah.
to wanting to get it, like showing what it is, why your water is different. Like you got to be able to like take this incense and be like, why would I want this? And it's just like, look at this setup, look at how it sparks, look at how it smokes, make it look interesting where people are like, maybe I do need that, rather than the one that I have. So it's just like, you can't just be out here doing some shit and like, yeah, you got a big guy in the gym and then you're recording him and it's like, okay, cool, he can curl fucking 150 pounds, but it's just like, why you want people to see that? What is going to motivate people to want to try that? What is it going to make this interesting? You know what I mean? Like, why is that interesting? Sell it. Don't just be like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, it's a clip. He looks big, this and that, and just push it out. Make that shit interesting.
Yeah.
Make people all over want to be like, holy shit, that's cool. Make a fucking 80-year-old lady be like, that's fucking awesome. And not even the fact that he's curling the 150, but it just looks so fucking cool while he's doing it. That's it. Like, sell that shit. Don't be a fucking piece of shit. You have clients and they trust in you and they believe in you and they want your work. Make it look amazing.
And that's an understatement of what you do also, just because like my workouts are definitely a little bit more on the hard to capture angle, just because
Yes.
they are very unconventional, and they're also very simple too at the same time. Like you see, I mainly stand in one place and I have
Yeah.
one piece of equipment and I just I go heavier with it as I
Yeah.
go and up in sets. It's I want to say it's frustrating when I also see people just doing the gym work just for the video work. Like you see, for example, today we literally just did 2 sets of 3 different equipment in my apartment, right around the corner. Did the work over here, went right outside, attacked 4 different pieces of equipment. A brand new kettlebell just showed up today, and then
Yeah.
unexpectedly, just fucking went to work with that. So it's for that connection to build with the videographer and gym, or whoever they're recording, especially in the gym or working out. You gotta just keep putting in the work. You can't just sit there and just do this for a set. You can't just set up your tripod. You can't just make it look pretty without the work. If you do no work within this one, also there's no sweat gloss. Like there's no glossy sweat. Like how you showing that you put on all this hard work and you got not even an ounce of sweat on your body for that shit as well? Not a pump, not a vein popping out at all, a little bit at all. You're just there for a quick set and then to make it look pretty for the Instagram.
That's why I tell people, I'm like, when you're breathing hard and you're fucking down, like, I put that shit in the video because it shows like they were really putting in that work. You can't fake that shit. And I tell people, I'm like a lot of people don't understand and they don't get it, which I don't blame them, but they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym later. And I just look at them and I'm like, you're probably not going to. And they're like, why? And I'm like, you're gonna work out right now. Like this ain't gonna be no fake shit. Like you actually have to work out. If I'm shooting that video for you, you're working out. Like it's happening.
Because what makes the quality of the video too.
Exactly.
Like if you are putting the hard work into your workout, it's going to show in the video, and that's going to make the video even look that much fucking better. Like all the work, like you guys don't hear me cursing and saying all this. Unfortunately, they hear me. They heard me firsthand today of like how bad my workouts actually get when it comes down to me cursing out, me saying "fuck this," what the fuck am I doing? Oh fuck! I literally call my mace a bitch and then all this shit just because I'm so frustrated with the workout and hate that I'm putting myself through it. But at the same time, I love the results it's giving me. I love the feeling that afterwards when it's only, I'm fully recovered and just feeling good and feeling strong, muscles feeling good. And also I could enjoy the rest of my day now.
Yep, you got it done.
Yeah.
Fucking did it.
So last thing for today before we wrap this up, I want to ask you, what are your 3 goals that you have for yourself right now? Just 3 goals that you have planned for, not only just for yourself, but just in general.
Just to like really honestly, since starting the business, I really want to expand and be able to like travel with it and like go to different places and be paid. You know what I mean? Like be paid to to travel and do this shit. That's one. Two is to like really lock on with somebody like big, big, big. Like I'm not talking about like a little influencer or a big influencer. I'm talking about like somebody who's been in movies or somebody who's like very fucking well known and not just on the internet. I want to lock in with somebody who's like life changing. And like even if it's like one time, just to be able to be respected by somebody that big and for them to see my work and appreciate that, then that's cool. And then also another goal is to lock on to like a brand, like, like a major brand, to just be able to just push my shit out. And like, and that's not even me saying like I want to work with them forever, like, because I have my brands that I'm
Yeah.
going to work for as long as they are around, like Aquabolics, Canabolics, Stronger Snacks, like all the places I work with. I just want to see how far I could get, like who will recognize me and be like, okay, this is talent, like, because it's a different type of thing. And that's no offense to anybody who says that I'm talented and sees my work, but it's just like it just makes you feel like, okay, I'm noticed more than just people that I've been around. I want somebody to fucking notice me in Japan and be like, holy shit, this kid is fucking dope. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like it's a different type of fucking like clarification, and just like makes you know, like, holy shit, all right, I'm reaching other countries, other states, like, you know what I mean? That's part of the reason why I brought my camera to Aruba. I wanted to be known. I had people from different countries following me who we met in Aruba that were like, holy shit, you're dope. You did that. So it's cool. It's like different to get people who you don't know, they're out, like the outside perspective of
Yeah.
if like you're really doing it. So
No, absolutely. And geez, I can speak English. Three incredible goals there, brother man. That's
thank
the
you.
three incredible goal. I could. All right, guys. So last thing we'll talk to you a little bit more about today is my boy Eric and his company Based. You guys already know Eric has been on this podcast. We've talked about Based before. We talked about the main product that he has, She Legit, that I have been taking now for the last 3 months or so, 4 months or so now. And not only has it helped the physical aspect of my body's, you know, ability to recover from the workouts and build muscle, but also a lot, a lot more clear mentally and also just focused in general. So if you're looking for something that's very natural for your body to also aid in weight loss, but also aid in muscle development, but also aid in concentration, go get yourself some base. Use code Welshcare at checkout, and you'll save yourself 10% off. Also, let's get back to the episode and let's finish off our conversation with Tom. Cool. I could really speak English for someone who does podcasts. That's phenomenal. Uh, what are three pieces of advice that you have for anybody out there right now?
Just in general, just, it's never too late. That's one thing that I always thought, like, I was like 30 getting sober, 36 starting this shit. It's never too late. Just like, once you think that, it's over. Once you think it's too late, it's fucking over. You don't even do it. Like, that's one bit of advice. The second one is fucking do everything you have to make it happen if you really want it. Because I see a lot of people who say that they want it, they don't, and it's fine. Just move on to the next thing, because life is quick, man,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And like life has been going by slower since I've been doing this shit. So it's just like it's cool. It's a different sense, but it's like you really got to put your all in. Like, you have to. You have to take those risks. It sucks. It's fucking scary. But if you put your all in, you're not going to lose. Like you can't. If you put everything in that shit, you're not going to lose. You're
Mm-hmm.
not. Like, and the third one is just like do your best to be happy. It's it. Like nobody wants a negative fucking Nancy, anything. You got to be happy, bro. Like
That's it right
you're
there.
talking to somebody who's angry a lot too, but you got to take it. You got to. That's why I was probably laughing on the couch. But you got to look at the bigger picture and find things that make you happy, and just continue to do that because it gives you that reason. It's just like everybody wants happiness, but it's like, what are you willing to do for it?
Mm,
So
mm. That part right there. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to actually
yeah,
achieve that happiness and peace?
sometimes you got to be sad to be happy.
Oh my God. To also appreciate that happiness
Yeah.
too.
Yup.
You have to be really deep
You,
down.
you won't know it until then.
Whew. Now, last thing. What are three things that you are grateful for?
Um, One is being alive and being able to still be here after everything that I did, and putting myself through so much shit and being able to pull myself out of it because I was the only one who could do. So that's I'm definitely grateful for. I'm definitely grateful for my girl and her family, and for taking a crazy black kid in and making him basically family from day one. And then I'm grateful for everybody, like down to you, down to everybody who fucking took a chance with me. That's still the craziest thing. Like when people are like, yo, let's do a video. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's so weird. Like when random people just hit me up, I'm like, yo, you're dope. Like I'm grateful for that shit. And like that's what a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, of course. Like I'm grateful for everybody who contacts me, tells me my shit is fire, shows it, like shows love to it, shares it, this and that. But like most of all, just like the people who reach out and book. I'm like, that's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I'm so grateful for that because it's just like when I get pissed and I'm like, fuck, I'm so busy. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, they're reaching out to me because they believe in me. When 7 years ago, nobody did. So it's just like, I didn't even believe in my fucking self 7 years ago. So now the fact that people believe in me and I'm running Instagram accounts and people are like asking me for advice, I'm fucking so grateful for that. It's
But you
crazy.
see what happens when you actually believe in yourself, though?
Yeah.
When you actually fully believe in yourself, when you tell yourself, like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and you really do commit to it, it's insane what the body also then reacts to as
Yeah.
well. So it's like your body says, okay, you're going to do this, let's go.
Sometimes you don't even realize that you believe in yourself that much or that you're actually doing it. And it's just like you become robotic to it. And it's just like second nature and you're just fucking doing it. It's just like, holy shit. It's like I did that. And then like when the day is done of like when I have a bunch of filming and editing and it's done, then I look and I'm like, holy shit, I fucking did it. Like I did it. And like this is what I do, and I'm gonna continue doing this. And this is a great fucking feeling. And you know,
I mean, yeah, I know exactly what you feel because it's that same feeling that when I was the very first time I was able to tell somebody, yeah, it's going to be like, 75 for the session. And then they were like, yeah, that's what I was expecting. That's why I know, like your work is great. Like, let's do this. Let's do this shit right now. And the fact that I was making that in 2 weeks and it was taxed. So maybe like get 65 out of it for hours and hours and hours of work versus just 45 minutes.
yep. It's like,
It's a different level of appreciation you have
mm-hmm,
for that money that comes in then, but
yep,
also for the people that you're working with,
yep,
because you were literally somebody who also understands that's like when you're working from barely anybody, from seeing barely any money come in whatsoever to then actually seeing the money that's coming in now,
yeah,
working with the kind of people that you're working with, and then it's also being, word of mouth is spreading fast and it's working around fast, and
yep,
the amount of people that now not only just know you from the video work, but just know you from also just not this incredible story that you have behind it as well. It's one of the main reasons why I had to have you on here was because you're not just somebody who just picked up a camera and just said, fuck it, let's go. Like you went through your whole trial and error, like you went through addiction, you climbed out of that hole, you
yeah,
climbed out of that devilish hole, and you finally found yourself and ran with your vision, picked it up a little bit, realized like, that's not it. And then things happened and it always led you right back to it,
yep,
and now you fully got that second chance and you ran with it hard, and
yeah,
it's just showing you exactly what can happen if you really take that second chance that much
yeah.
serious.
Fucking life is life, man. You gotta fucking make it where you can make it.
So
Fucking crazy.
so with that being said, what where can they get you, where can they find you at, where can they book you, how can they book
Um,
you, all that stuff?
Easiest way is Instagram at the Visionary Photos. I fucking respond fast, so hit me up.
That he does. But I definitely do appreciate you,
I
man.
appreciate you too, brother. You already know.
I appreciate all the work. I appreciate all the hard, like the effort between, traveling out and getting to where we need to go for that video, and just seeing it firsthand, man. It's just motivational. So it's another reason why, I appreciate having your time on here, and I appreciate your girlfriend for,
Yeah, she's the reason I'm
willingly
here.
drive you around as well. I don't, it takes a strong woman to really support somebody like that as well. So the fact that she's also doing that is another,
Yeah,
incredible
it's a
thing.
big bonus. Like,
It's an incredible blessing.
I'm gonna have to take her on fucking vacation again this year, I
Hey,
guess.
I mean, you take you on vacation, and
Yeah.
guess what happens with on vacation?
I like to do it like it's usually the same time every year, but I like to not plan it until the last minute because then it's like if you're going to book a vacation 8 months out, it's like, all right, I gotta grind for fucking straight 8 months because then this is
Versus it's
what's
like,
gonna
okay, I got the
happen.
money now, let's just go.
Yeah,
Boom.
yep. It's like I try to do it like 2, 3 months in advance, and it's just like, okay, then I'll grind there and do this, that. But yeah, I try not to plan vacations that far ahead. Like,
Now I got you though. But with all that being said, man, like I said, appreciate you, appreciate your time,
Yes, sir.
appreciate your energy.
Thank you, brother.
It's in Welshcare, guys.